All right, hello everyone. Welcome to Canon Fodder Live 2025. How are you all doing today? Some exciting stuff going on? Awesome. Well, I mean, first of all, I should probably explain what this is. Canon Fodder is our lore-focused panel. We do this every year, but on Halo Waypoint, it's a blog series where we talk about the story, the universe of Halo, and we're very excited to do this again this year and talk to you about some cool new things that we've got coming up. I mean, you all saw the announcement yesterday, right? With some exciting stuff going on there? Oh, I see some nods in the audience. I am joined by a very special guest panel this year. So if we're going to get that PowerPoint up there to show their beautiful faces off, to my immediate left is the one and only Jeff Easterling. Would you like to introduce yourself, Jeff?
I'm Jeff Easterling. Work at Halo Studios, senior franchise story lead. Yeah, working on everywhere the story touches. Basically across our products and trying to help it all connect and make you guys happy.
And then we've got a new guest on the panel this year, Mr. Ed Schlesinger. Would you like to introduce yourself, my good sir?
Yes, hi. Thank you very much, everybody. Hi, I'm Ed Schlesinger. I'm executive editor for Gallery Books and Simon & Schuster. I have been working with Halo Studios since probably November 2014, and it is genuinely a privilege and an honor to be here with you and all of you here. Thank you so much for all of your support in the community. Thank you for loving the books, however way you read them, whether in print or ebook or audio. You are the ones who make all this happen. So I just wanted to give, before you even got started, to thank all of you. Appreciate it.
Ed is about to become your favorite person, by the way.
Oh, well.
He's amazing.
And then next and last, and certainly not least, we've got Austin from Jump Escape. Austin.
Austin is why I'm here, actually. Yeah.
Same.
Hello, everybody. Well, I am Austin Murphy. I'm from the Library Halo Lorecast, show from Jump Escape, one of the many shows that we do in relation to Halo, such as things like Stories from Waypoint, taking the Waypoint Chronicles and turning them into audio dramas. But you might have seen us from across the Halo community doing all sorts of fun stuff with all sorts of people. So if you haven't gotten to see us yet, Library Halo Lorecast is where you probably know me from the most.
I should note that we've not actually told Austin anything about what's on this panel today.
No idea what's going
We
on.
want to get some live reaction from Austin as
Any
well.
surprise
So,
faces are genuine.
yeah.
All right. Here we
Awesome.
go.
So I thought I'd start us off with a bit of a recap of something that we did yesterday, which was, well...
I don't remember yesterday. There was a lot that went on yesterday.
Well, up on this stage, we had Mr. Steve Downs and Miss Jen Taylor on here. You guys are familiar with them, right? You know who they voice? The Master Chief himself, Cortana, Dr. Halsey, and the Weapon from Halo Infinite, of course.
Yes.
But we did something a little interesting where we gave a preview to Kelly Gay. Oh, this is what we need to do. We need to shout out Kelly Gay.
Yeah, on the count of three, Kelly could not be here, but she really wanted to. Loves all of you. So I want on the count of three to everybody give a big hi, Kelly. 1, 2, 3.
Hi, Kelly!
Right, very good. Hi, Kelly. We miss you. Thank you for working with us.
Kelly has been working on the next novel, Halo Edge of Dawn, which is coming out very soon, within the next couple of months. Yep. And we showed off an exclusive scene that was performed here live by Steve Downs and Jen Taylor, where we revealed the name of the weapon at long last.
Steve.
It was Steve.
It was Steve.
It was Steve for a moment, and indeed the narration acknowledges that for one brief moment it was Steve. But of course, we turned over to Joyous herself. So we thought that we would delve more into some of the thinking behind that name. You guys like that name?
There you go.
Hey, there's Steve.
Hey, Steve, how you doing?
There we go.
That's the new AI.
Well, we all heard his performance of Cortana. Jeff, I wanted to start with you here. Do you want to delve a bit more into the name? What's in a name, Jeff, about Joyous?
Yeah. So this is something that we absolutely discussed a lot back at the studio. And honestly, it kind of like went both ways for a while. There were definitely, even in kind of like creative discussions, people with really, valid thoughts on, why Cortana could also be an option. Myself and several others definitely felt very passionate that this character was her own character, and needed a unique name. Honestly, like, thanks to leadership and everything for really kind of like trusting us with, like creatively to really lean into that. It's like really awesome. And then obviously the name itself, as we've seen a lot of the discourse online since then, rightly dives into the literary origins of the name. When you go back to medieval French literature and the origins of the name Cortana, even the Song of Roland and the Swords of Charlemagne, there were three swords there. The sword bears the inscription. You see it on there. My name is Cortana, of the same steel and temper as Joyeuse and Durandal. Obviously, those of you who are longtime like Bungie fans know Durandal is a very, very, very key pivotal point of the Marathon universe. And so we wanted to kind of like honor the sisterhood of the weapon to Cortana by leaning into that third sword. And we really felt that the name, not just from like the sword weapon element, but also just like the weapon is joyous. Like her mood, her attitude, she attacks things like with an innocence, but like fervor and,
like the
and a
youngest sister,
delight.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
So all of that name really just felt right. And so it seems like people have really kind of gravitated towards that, and we're super excited about it, and super excited to have this character be able to kind of be further explored.
And
So-
for those of you who might have been looking back at like Tales from Slipspace, for example, the graphic novel done back in, was it 2016? There's a short
100 years ago.
story about Cortana in there where she says at the end, and you can take this as foreshadowing if you like, that she will become something joyous, and joyous is capitalized there. So there's a nice little bit of like lineage and
Yeah.
setup in there.
Yeah, and there was even you mentioned the discourse after the fact of the announcement. There was even discourse before, and many of you were clever and actually figured it out without realizing you'd figured it out. And there were one or two panic moments, like late Saturday night, like, and thinking perhaps something leaked, but thankfully nothing did. You all were just very, very, very on top of it. So.
See, I love seeing all the theories that were surrounding it, because there were, before we got Joyeuse, I remember people saying, "Oh, it's going to be Calmia." Obviously, we brought back Calmia. Woo! There was even one person that said, "Oh, it's just going to be Jen. They're just going to name it after the voice actor." People have speculated.
It was the wrong voice actor. It was Steve. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's my bad. Yeah.
But you will see, and not even obviously, you'll see soon enough in Edge of Dawn that Joyeuse is very, very much her own individual character. And that's probably all I'm going to say.
And people
Well, I can't say.
love her. In Halo Infinite, she is, in my opinion, most iconic part of that game.
I want to give a big shout out, honestly, to Jen as well, because we'll be listening to things, and how good Jen is at when you hear like Cortana and Joy and Halsey back to back to back. The fact that it's the same person and you instantly know like each one of those characters is just a distinct tone is a testament to Jen's incredible talent. So
And
we're
as we
really,
saw
really
in the
lucky
scene
with
reading
that.
panel, she's able to just switch it like that on the second.
It's wild. Yeah.
All right, moving forwards then, if we've got
Yeah.
nothing more to say about
Yeah,
Joyeuse.
let's do it.
good, I'm
We're
good.
looking
Go right
forward
along,
to Edge of Dawn. Yeah.
Got a lovely bit of a
Find
recap in this year in Halo fiction, which has been very exciting in various ways. Starting off on the top left there, we've got Halo Empty Throne by a Mr. Jeremy Patnow. We've got to give him a massive shout out for writing such an awesome book.
Oh.
Well done, Jeremy.
Yeah.
So
On the count of three,
excellent.
everybody say thank you, Jeremy. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you, Jeremy.
All right.
wherever you are.
Yes.
Yeah,
Probably Florida.
probably Florida, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, Ed, this is where I really wanted to come to you, because obviously you're super involved in us with the book process right from the beginning and seeing it through to the end. Empty Throne was quite a process, right?
Empty Throne was indeed quite a process, and by the way, forgive me, I am going to refer to some notes from time to time, just even about the process. But all of you, probably a show of hands, how many have read Empty Throne? Hopefully all of you. If you
right.
haven't,
There needs to be more of you.
We should raise our hands too.
Here we go. We got one. We got a copy right there.
hey,
Nice,
there
nice.
you go. I mean, if you or listen to, by the way, not even read or even listen to, of course, because they're all equal. So obviously no spoilers, but one of the goals predominantly with this this particular novel was really to bring things up to speed so that everyone would sort of be at the same level of discovery. So if there's recapping involved, it's intentional in the sense of where are we now in the Halo Infinite era, and all of the different factions involved with regards to the Banished, with regards to where the UNSC is, and obviously the entire Cortana event. So all things considered, bringing up to speed, there's a host of characters, resolving certain story arcs. You know, we get to have resolutions like, say, with Siren Osmond and BB, Black Box. You know, we get to, exactly in the Kilo.
Got BB fans over there.
There you go, exactly. You know, and also a host of, or also Abigail Cole, but a host of new characters such as, I mean, I absolutely love Severin, and there you go, and with Severin, obviously, you do really get a firsthand view of this immense power struggle at the upper echelons of the Banished. Obviously, Atriox is at the top of the pecking order, but everyone else underneath him, there's this, you know, it's almost akin to Succession. You know, there's just constant infighting. And there is actually the first chapter that you, and there are no spoilers if you haven't read it, but in the first chapter, it's described as he's on this emotional pendulum because he's has information that he feels will give him the upper hand, at least in the eyes of Atriox and Escharum, and at the same time, he wants to really stick it to his rivals because Severin is the son of Tartarus, and so by default, everyone hates him as a result. So, and certainly this is something we were even talking about before we went on stage about this, and you were making the comment about.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, just to correct, BB's real name is Blue Cube. We all know that.
Blue Cube, that's right, yes.
Second of all, the way that I've seen Empty Throne, and when I was reading it, the way that I describe it was, it's like the fall of Reach for this new era of Halo. There's so much that explores what you have to understand if you really want to get into the real deep parts of Halo's story in Fall of Reach.
Yep.
And the same thing goes for Empty Throne. I've found myself normally when people, and I get the question a lot, where do I start? There's so many books, what, 38 by this point? And when they're like, where do you start? I mean, Empty Throne is a perfectly valid answer by this point. It's a fantastic story in all the ways that you described.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have the Spartan character, or should I say former Spartan character of James Solomon, and one of the threads even going through a reread of it is realizing that certainly Solomon is a way for Oni to enlist a Spartan to do their dirty work and any kind of black ops that they might have, and you know, certainly him not being a Spartan anymore, but obviously just more of a gun for hire, a mercenary, but that's left him burned out and hollowed out. And you can see in a lot of ways, mission after mission after mission, what that would do to a Spartan. And so, in a lot of ways, there's a divergent path from the duty and honor that you would see with someone like, say, the Master Chief or Blue Team, and what happened where Solomon ends up. And by the way, that is not a spoiler. So don't worry.
I hope you guys are like understanding. I think this is a really good example of how the creative process can actually like work, because Ed is not the author. I hope you see like the passion for this universe that just like pours out of him, you know. So Ed works, you know, as the lead editor alongside us and alongside the author as we kind of go through the process and all the outlining and everything. So it's really, honestly, a joy to work with creative partners such as yourself, all of the authors who think of it, again, like you do, super detail-oriented. But wait a second, what happened in this other book? And what did we say over here? And how is that going to make sure to line up? And really helping keep us honest and all in line. And
Ed makes everything we do better.
Oh my gosh, yeah. If you're any aspiring writers out there, this is an honest thing. Please appreciate the editorial process.
There's a reason why it's called that,
nothing that you do
right?
will
The
not be made
editorial
better by
process.
other people refining it and getting a hold of it. I can assure you. So
I do have a particularly fond memory of Empty Throne, and this is maybe a bit behind the scenes, but I remember when I was going through some of Jeremy's folders as we were working on the book, and I found one which was just filled with pictures of Idris Elba. And I asked him, Jeremy, what's this folder all about? And he was going, oh, that's my reference for Solomon, for James Solomon. So if you
he just really likes Idris Elba.
Yeah. that was his official answer. I took it more that way. He's just a big fan of Idris Elba.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so that's just the very start of the year. That was all the way back in February.
Yeah, that's the beginning of our recap. Yeah.
Yes.
What else do we have?
Well, we released a bunch of Waypoint Chronicles this year as well. For those who don't know, these are short stories that have been released throughout basically the life cycle of Halo Infinite, but also they hit on certain anniversaries as well for the games. For example, we had Halo Reach's 15th anniversary this year, which is pretty crazy.
Sure.
Some fans of Reach.
We're all
Yeah, we actually have some folks in and around here. I know Marcus Lato is here. Can we give them a round of applause? Big thank you to anybody who worked on Reach. Loved it.
Jeff, what was your favorite Waypoint Chronicle to work on this year?
Oh, man.
Ooh.
And why wasn't it Tulpamancy?
Oh, man. It is. I'm going to lean forward to try to remember what all of the ones that we did were. The run that we did for Reach's 15th anniversary is actually really cool, just because we liked to involve little scattered bits of the universe.
Yeah.
And that was a really cool way to take some of the old radio dialogue snippets that were actually in Reach the game. They are hidden around in the radio transmissions that are in multiplayer maps.
Yeah.
But we gathered those together and actually wrote a narrative around that actually ties back into Hunt the Truth and all sorts of stuff. So it's just whenever we can do things like that weave together and connect a lot of dots in a full Always Sunny corkboard type of way, yeah, those are neat. And getting the to up the ante on the audio. And actually, speaking of upping the ante on the audio, I want to give your group an awesome shout out. So we do all of our Waypoint Chronicles. We do them for free online. You can read them on your phone. You can download PDF, but you can also listen to a really cool audio narration by this handsome, dulcet-toned gentleman right here. Alex Wakeford does all of our audiobook narration. But that's a little bit more of a straight narration. Austin, your crew over at Jumperscape does really, really amazing, kind of full effects versions and adaptations of those. Do we want to talk about that for a second?
Absolutely. Full-fledged audio dramas. If you guys like Hunt the Truth, if you like Halo Identity, what was it, Memory Agent? Yes.
Yeah.
If you like Halo Infinite Memory Agent, Hunt the Truth, if audio dramas are your thing, they suck to make. They are so painful. They're so difficult. They hurt. But I got to tell you, the reason why they're possible is not just because we have talented individuals. We have talented individuals who are from the community. This community is packed with so much talent, which real quick, shout out to tiny little John out there. I love you, buddy. You're cool. There's a little kid who's been dressing up as Master Chief all weekend.
Shout out Tiny John. John 1.17.
Yes. He's been playing Halo at the community corner the entire weekend. He's a true fan right there. But these audio dramas, the difficulty isn't in putting the effects together. Honestly, by that point, it's just make it happen. Just take the sounds, take the audio, get the voice actors, get them all together. Translating your writing into a screenplay.
We're sorry.
It's.
I'm not.
Listen. I know, I have a feeling. Every now and then I'm just like, they wrote this knowing that I'm not going to be able to do it. But we still do it.
Which one has been the most difficult thus far to translate?
And why isn't it tulpomancy?
It's tulpomancy. It's tulpomancy. Because we're sitting there and I'm just like, how do we make this sound so ethereal? How do you even visualize it mentally with sound? It's easy to read. It's easy to see. How do you make it so people can hear it and know what's going on? So
We got him.
but it's going to happen.
But the main reason the 10,000-foot view for Waypoint Chronicles is predominantly telling stories, vignettes, very short pieces of fiction that don't necessarily need to encompass a novel, but still contribute to the lore.
Yeah.
And honestly, what you're going to see now with this compilation of all the Waypoint Chronicles stories, including new ones that
we can't talk about,
have not been released before. But the really cool part of this is, and the organization of this has really been as arcs, as just these mini arcs. And so when they're put all together in one cohesive form, it really makes a lot of sense. So you do have these sections of mini narratives that are coming up. It's been a really great and intense editorial process, of course, but also incredibly rewarding, because this is, again, something, well, you said probably the number one thing that people have been noting about Waypoint Chronicles is, when is this going to be all compiled in one place? Yeah. Where can I read this all in one place? And you are definitely going to be getting your wish, whether you're here or out there. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that we think about too, is like, there's so many stories in the universe that we would love to tell, and a lot of people are like, well, why isn't this a game, or why isn't this? Dude, I would do a game on every single one of them if they let me, and this is why they don't let me near the budget. But it is like, there's always, we might not be able to do a game or a full novel on some of these, but there's like these little pockets of the universe that deserve to have a little attention.
Absolutely.
And so like the Chronicles are kind of one of the ways that we sneakily just still find our way to tell some of these stories anyway, and still try to get what we want, and hopefully what you guys want.
Which, if I can add, Age of Retribution is my favorite, by far.
Awesome.
You
awesome.
took an elite dying on the ground and said, what happened to him?
He's got a story.
Yes. And just to say, the audio production on that one, we have a narrator, Kerry Kawamoto, fantastic guy, and I told him, hey, listen to this dialogue. We had I Would Have Been Your Daddy dialogue, so it was a little funky, but I'm like, I need you to learn how to talk like this guy. We're going to pitch it down, don't worry. You're going to be him, though. Just pretend you're dying.
It's usually 2 semitones for elites.
It actually is. Yeah. You're right.
I think our favorite reaction to that story was we saw several comments of people saying, I'll never look at that plasma rifle that you start the level with the same way
It
again.
hurts. Yeah. You made it hurt.
Yay.
We're doing our job.
That's on our business cards.
Well,
make it hurt. Yeah.
And speaking of Sangheili, in the bottom mid there in the image, not to bury the lead here, but there is a new image for a Waypoint Chronicle that hasn't released yet. This is the cover art for the Halo 5 anniversary Waypoint Chronicle 5th Canticle, which will be releasing next week. And it will close out our Waypoint Chronicle series for the Halo Infinite span that we've done. So look forward to that next week.
I do.
What else do we have coming up, though? I mean,
a little book called Edge of Dawn, of course.
Yeah. I'm excited. Are you guys excited for Edge of Dawn? I really hope. Yeah. We are. Yeah. We're really, really excited. We're like, I mean, we also want to be like just telling stories, moving the universe forward, picking up where things leave off. And are always really excited to kind of like find the best stories to tell, like in the opportunities that are kind of available to us, at the time. And there's nobody better than Kelly, honestly, to work with on crafting like it's a very small and very intimate and personal story, but it really acts as a cool kind of coda to a lot of stuff that happens within Halo Infinite, and really dives in and lets you kind of like explore some of the deeper implications and relationships that are going on there with the pilot and with Joyous, with the Chief, And it's really about it's a very simple premise. They are on a mission to rescue a Marine that, could be really, really important, and mystery and shenanigans happen along the way.
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of ways, it of course also acts as a follow-up to Kelly Gay's bestseller, The Rubicon Protocol.
Yeah.
So, which, again, thank you again for your support on that. It was another phenomenal novel to work on with her. And the one thing to keep in mind, and this is also part of the creation of the novel, that would be between the four of us, including Kelly.
Yeah.
Ghost Kelly not here, but at hello, and at the
Kelly has taken the form of this Needler.
Here we are. But at the same time, what we have the opportunity to do is really get inside of the characters' heads.
Yeah.
So, and again, absolutely not spoiling anything, but there are moments of reflection. When you again, I'll use the phrase 10,000 foot view. When you really think about it, the Master Chief lost his battle with Atriox when Infinity first arrived at Zeta Halo, and he was floating in the debris field for 6 months until found by the pilot. But within that time, for 6 months, down on the surface of Zeta Halo, you had effectively all of the other survivors of Infinity, and who were completely on the back foot the entire time. Her depiction in Rubicon Protocol of the Mortal Reverie battle was probably maybe one of the most harrowing things that I'd read, because you had the tension.
Very kind of Helm's Deep-ish.
Yeah,
Almost.
But you had the tension prior to the battle, and then she just stuck you right into the middle of it.
Yeah.
And you're realizing the futility here of they're just been battling for like a day and a half or something to that effect. So what you're going to be seeing now with Edge of Dawn is there's a lot of the there's a certain level of brutality that's been introduced in the Rubicon Protocol that definitely carries over, to Edge of Dawn, in the sense of the House of Reckoning, where you're also, though, having a certain level of.
We're gonna have to cut Ed off.
Yeah.
He's gonna start spoiling stuff.
No, not at all.
No, please keep going.
Of course, but.
Austin's like, you hush.
No,
you let him talk.
No, but still,
this is what I do.
No, but with the Master Chief, though, there's a certain level of reflection of, and which is obvious, though. It wouldn't be a spoiler. Like, if only I had been here.
Yeah.
So it delves into certain moments like that, and then now beyond that, I won't go beyond a spoiler.
Yeah. And also, you talk about getting inside their head. There's no better way to do that then. I don't know if you guys, in case you missed it, we did announce yesterday that Steve Downs and Jen Taylor and Nicholas Roy, who is the voice of the pilot, they will be doing the audiobook. So, yeah, for Edge of Dawn.
Yep.
So Nicholas Roy will actually be doing the narration, like the main narration, and then Nicholas will also be doing his voice for the pilot. Steve will be the Master Chief, and Jen will be the 46 characters that she also plays in our universe. So she'll be Cortana, Halsey, and Joyeuse.
So that's everything regarding this year. Would you like to hear a little bit about what's coming next year?
Yes.
Well, too
Yes.
bad.
Oh, we're talking about this? Oh, yeah.
We're gonna do this.
Yeah, I guess so,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, we're doing
Well, I mean, we're going to start off with the obvious, which is, of course, Halo Campaign Evolved, the big new game that we announced yesterday. Jeff, would you like to take us away a little bit on the return to the very original game that started this whole thing for us?
Yeah, I mean, it's an honor and a privilege. I mean, that sounds really super cliche, but it is, as a longtime Halo fan from the very beginning, there is no expressing, like, even the kind of butterflies that you get when you're in a booth and you're watching, Steve, and you're working with him on, like, redoing some of those original lines and working with Jen and folks. It is just, it's an absolute treat. We really, really are excited about kind of introducing in a brand new fidelity that original foundational adventure for a brand new, group of fans. Like, it is going to be so awesome. I hope that you guys honestly understand the impact that this big new influx of people can have on the things that you also love the most. Like, it's only good to get more people in the lore and more people reading and more people playing, more people going to your favorite content creators to like learn about this and build the community. And so honestly, we're really, really excited about just kind of diving into that, to realizing the cutscenes in like a brand new, absolute, like, I am constantly over-the-shouldering our cinematics team. Big shout out to Josh Daniels and Chris West and everybody on the cinematics team and partners there to like who are just doing beautiful, beautiful, amazing work. Like, you're gonna see some of these things and it's like, oh, like, yeah, it's I'm super excited. And obviously, in newer tradition, we also like to hide lore. So there may or may not be some, you know, hidden text terminals to look for.
Text?
Little
text
things
terminals?
there. Like to kind of kick it old school a little bit there. So, but yeah, but we're really excited about just kind of showcasing like this adventure. And then also, eventually, we'll talk about these 3 new missions that are their own separate new story. Starring the Master Chief and Sergeant Johnson.
No, it's okay. We can. No, listen, it's okay. We can talk about it now. Let's.
Oh no, they're watching. Yeah, yeah. We're very excited. It deserves its own moment, and we'll give it its own moment when the time comes.
If I can say, I love that this demo takes place on Silent Cartographer, like because the thing is that if you know the Silent Cartographer, the first mission ever finished. Because they wanted to use it as a way to show off the technology. And what better way to do it all over again and show off the new technology? I love that.
Has anybody got their hands on?
Everybody?
Yeah.
All right.
How about those
up.
birds in the air, right?
Yeah.
Next up, we've got.
Yeah, look at that cover for Waypoint Chronicles.
We've got the print edition of the Halo Waypoint
Yeah.
Chronicles coming
Yeah.
with this absolutely gorgeous cover art done by none other than Levi Hoffmeyer.
Yeah, big shout out to Levi Hoffmeyer, a longtime friend and fan of his. You've probably seen some awesome. He's done amazing community work. You know, you talk about community work. Fistful of Arrows is one of our favorite, you know, quasi-canonical, awesome fan projects. He did art for us with the Halo Encyclopedia. He's done just amazing art, you know, his own comics, Mayflower, things like that. It was really awesome to be able to have him do the art for Waypoint Chronicles. Alex and I have been laughing because we've been giving Ed a headache. When we put all of the Chronicles together, we kind of underestimated how large the book would be, especially when we decided to add 10 new stories, which was probably a terrible idea.
No, it's a great one.
And Ed comes back to us the other day, and he's like, I think this is over 600 pages.
Manuscript page.
Yeah, manuscript pages.
That is a hefty tome.
I'll read
So
it.
yeah, we're excited about new stories for you guys to check out, and also to just have all of them all in one volume to sit on your shelf. Hopefully, will be really cool.
Well, speaking of new stories, we thought we'd give a little bit of a teaser as to maybe some of the subject matter of a couple
Yeah,
of
we're not
these.
going to tell you anything about these, but these images each represent.
Burger?
Well, yeah, one of the. Oh, the hamburger story is. It's going to blow your mind. You're going to be, left wanting Moa.
Is this one of those how does the sausage get made sort of situation?
See? Always digging.
Let
over
the
here.
speculation begin.
So, yeah. You got your work cut out for you. Your group has your work cut out for you.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it, buddy.
Next up, of course, we've got a little something that's going to collect some existing stories.
Yeah. So you mentioned the Fall of Reach earlier, and obviously next year is the 25th anniversary of not just Halo Combat Evolved.
Correct.
It's the 25th anniversary of the first piece of Halo lore. Fall of Reach came out first. Halo's really just a book series that we did game.
Oh.
And
You said the thing that people have been arguing about for
Is he
so
wrong?
long.
And you know, when you really go through this, whether it's something that even with Empty Throne being the latest novel, or even going all the way back to the Fall of Reach, you work on these books, and obviously, you know, they keep coming out, and then you take a look around you and realizing that there is, as your colleague said, just a complete library, to be honest. So,
Yeah.
But here we are back at the beginning.
Yeah, so it really kind of like, it centers around the blast radius of Combat Evolved. So you've got the stuff that happens right before with the Fall of Reach, obviously the Flood, and then also with First Strike. So you get to kind of carry right out of that. So for new fans that are coming in, this is a great way to just all in one shot really get a lot of that story that surrounds the adventures of Combat Evolved. And we really hope that that it'll be good. It's going to be a really cool, like, collected edition kind of thing. We're excited to share more as that comes online with our partners at Simon & Schuster. So.
And of course, you know, we released The Fall of Reach, The Flood, and First Strike back in 2010, and there were some adjustments and corrections there.
Yeah.
I don't think we got all of them, you know, back
No,
then.
there were still, as Halopedia reminds us all the time, there were still some other things that, you know, some errant 2542s instead of 52s.
Yeah.
And hey, with this new generation of fan, we want to make sure that, you know, we don't confuse anybody. So we've gone back and done a pretty thorough look at a lot of that stuff too. So
a wider net cast.
Yeah.
For sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, how late were you guys staying up, searching through every single page, just trying to
yes.
make sure that?
Yes. Yeah.
You better believe it.
Right now, and going through it right now too. Yes.
Yeah, have fun, guys. You have fun with that. I'll just read it.
I can
I'll just read
concur,
it.
yeah.
And well, the great thing about this collected edition as well is that the cover art is going to be done by none other than Mr. Isaac Hannaford, a legend of Halo's art. Some of his most iconic pieces here collected, and well, you're going to see a whole new piece from him, so that's very exciting. Yeah. Now, what I'm really excited about is a new book that we're working on next year.
Already?
Yeah.
yeah. In fact, not just a new book, but also a new author to Halo.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want
And one might argue, depending on how you count things, a new genre as well.
Yeah.
So, should we talk about the next thing?
You want to do?
I think we should talk about the next thing.
Oh, yeah. You know what? We should, but we need some
Yeah.
help on this. This worked really well yesterday. On the count of three, I want everybody to give me your best trailer voice world premiere. So, 1, 2, 3.
World premiere.
I love it. There we go. So we've got Halo
Yep.
Parasite's Wake by author Tim Leben.
Yeah. And
Tim, we're really, really excited about this. So this is actually going to be a horror novel centered around, you know what? Why don't we have Ed tell us? Ed,
right.
do you want to, would you guys like to hear the description, the official
Yeah.
description
This is-
before it goes
here we go.
online?
Yeah, here we go. So, I'll do this in my.
I love it. Let's do it.
Okay. 2552. As the planet Reach falls to the alien alliance known as the Covenant, a lone human ship, the UNSC Pillar of Autumn, fled into slipspace and has arrived at a place that could change the course of the decades-long war. An ancient, mysterious ringworld, Halo. With human forces scattered across the surface of this immense alien construct, Staff Sergeant Marvin Mobuto must now lead his fellow crewmates, survivors from the ship's brig, back to the Autumn's crash site to rally and regroup with their allies. Desertion, drunken disorderly, and murder are only a few of the charges that Mobuto's squad carries, and keeping them in line might prove to be just as difficult as surviving the zealous, entrenched Covenant warriors who believe they have found the gateway to paradise. But as war rages across the ring's landscape for control of the installation's weapons and secrets, a far more terrible threat from deep within Halo's underworld is hellishly unleashed that transforms this conflict into a desperate battle of survival for UNSC and Covenant alike.
What do you mean by that?
So, if if you're unfamiliar, Tim Levin is a widely acclaimed horror, dark fantasy, and thriller author, a New York Times best-selling author, Bram Stoker Award-winning author with the Horror Writers Association. I personally worked with him, on a few novels. He's incredible. He's also worked, as you can see, on very high-level, sci-fi related franchises: Star Wars, Alien, Predator, Firefly, and his original works of horror are amazing. His most recent novel, Secret Lives of the Dead, came out about 2 months ago with a rave review from the New York Times Book Review, calling it fast and tense like a psychological thriller and full of folk horror and supernatural violence. And he is robust characters with unique backstories and personalities and nonstop action. And he is having a blast writing this right now. I cannot wait for all of you to see this. It's going to be a pleasure to read and to edit for all of us to experience.
Yeah, we are super excited. I want to, on the count of three, everybody give a big welcome to Halo, Tim. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome to Halo, Tim.
Awesome. Tim is so excited. Like, it is, creative conversations with him are awesome, and he brings the energy, like working on Predator and Alien, like stuff that really translates really awesome when you think of like the Covenant, the Flood, the UNSC, and this isn't Spartans surviving. These are Marines dealing with stuff, and it is really kind of shows the true like threat and challenge that they're facing during the events of CE. So we're really excited.
And in CE, obviously contains one of the great plot twists of all time in all video game franchises, because it turns into a survival horror game. But that's survival horror, though, from a Spartan's perspective. And here we have it now from those who may not be so enhanced. So
Alex, we should get somebody really cool to do the art for this.
Yeah. I agree. Who is an artist that does a lot of really cool Flood stuff that you know of?
Yeah, I feel like I've seen maybe their stuff online. I don't know if you guys know the name Rythes.
You didn't.
We sure did.
Come on.
Yeah, so I hope you guys, that round of applause is well deserved. If you don't know, Rythes is an incredibly talented artist that really comes from the Halo community, has done absolutely incredible fan art over the years, and a lot of it dealing with things like the Flood, the Primordial. And as soon as we were doing this, I told Ed, I was like, I know exactly who needs to do this cover, and we're really excited. We're getting really close to showing you the final cover, so stay tuned on that to a Canon Fodder coming to you soon.
Very soon.
We'll have the final cover to show you, but big congratulations to Rythes for joining the creative family there. We're really, really excited. So
yeah, we really hope you enjoy this book. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Good stuff.
And that is going to bring us basically to a close here. But we do have one last item here, because on the table is this immense tome, the Halo Encyclopedia from the year 2022. Now, Austin, my good friend, would you be so kind as to help us give this to a member of the audience?
Okay, I'll tell the context after we're done, but I have one question. If you get it right, you get this, okay? Easy.
I like how people are already raising their hands.
As if I'm going to just give it to you.
This could be, what did he have for breakfast? You have no idea. Yeah.
And just so you know, I'm sorry, you can't answer.
Yeah.
Tell me the librarian's real name. What do you mean you don't know?
Steve.
Steve, come on! Somebody. Someone. Nobody knows except one guy.
Well, you need an encyclopedia for that.
Wait, what's up?
Got some people here.
Say it one more time. Chantagreen is a different character. It's a new librarian. That's true.
Yeah,
it's a new librarian.
I don't know. You said the librarian.
That is true. Technically, you are correct. Come here.
Yeah. It is only fitting that a lore giveaway goes to someone who is technically correct.
So here's the thing. Here's what happened.
The best kind of correct.
She's the life shaper, not the librarian.
So here's what happened, right?
He didn't say life shaper.
Here's what happened. Last year, you had me up here for a quiz show, and everyone up here got that answer right except me. I needed to prove that I'm not alone. First Light Leaves Living Song. That's her name.
Awesome.
Well, that's going to round us out here. Thank you very much for joining us. We hope you're really excited about everything that's coming next year.
Thank you to our guests. Yes.
Yeah.
Huge thank you to everyone who's joined us here.
Thank you all.
Mr. Ed Schlesinger.
And once again, it is, again, a privilege and an honor to be working with you and with all of you. Thank you again for your support, truly. And we will keep on going as the years go on. Thank you again so much.
Austin from Jump Escape.
And just like how I've said how our work wouldn't exist without the community, I simply would not be sitting here without the help of hundreds of community members that believed in me and the rest of our work at Jump Escape. So thank you guys so much for that.
And don't you go anywhere, because coming up next, we've got Q&A with Steve Downs and Jen Taylor.